Listen up, people, because we need to talk about what Justin Bieber just pulled off. And honey, this isn't some random drop. This is calculated, strategic, and frankly, it's genius. Swag 2 just landed, and I'm over here with my jaw on the floor, because this move is next level. We're about to break down how Justin just played the music industry like a chess master, why this album is basically marriage counseling disguised as R&B, and whether this whole thing is genuine redemption or just really good PR. Plus, we're diving into the fan reactions because Reddit is not holding back. If you love this type of spicy celebrity tea and music breakdowns, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash the like if this video gives you life. And definitely drop a comment letting me know what you think about Justin Bieber dropping 2 albums just 3 weeks apart and using his music to basically document his entire marriage drama with Hailey. Alright, buckle up, we're diving deep. First things first, can we acknowledge the absolutely diabolical strategy behind these 2 albums? Because Justin isn't stupid, and his team definitely isn't playing games. Swag 1 dropped right before August 28th, which is when Grammy eligibility closes. Swag 2 hits September 5th. You know what this means? This man is going to be nominated for the 2026 and 2027 Grammys. He's about to dominate music conversations for the next 2.5 years. That's not an accident. That's chess moves. But let's get to the tea. Swag 2 isn't just music, it's marriage counseling in album format. Because after all the drama he served us in Swag 1, where he basically aired out every fight with Hailey, now he's coming with the makeup album. And I'm here like, really, Justin? We're doing relationship therapy through Spotify now. The timing is suspicious as hell too. Swag 2 drops the exact same day Hailey's brand Road launches in Sephora. Coincidence? I think not. Either they're finally working together to leverage each other's fame, or Justin's doing everything in his power to steal Hailey's thunder. And honestly, both scenarios are messy, and I'm here for it. Let me break down what's happening in these tracks because the switch-up is wild. In I Think You're Special, this man is singing about love being everything, how she's the reason he exists, how he's been a lover ever since he let her in. Sir, weren't you just complaining about having to be patient during arguments? The whiplash is real. But wait, it gets better. The Thames feature on this track? Chef's Kiss. Finally, a collaboration that doesn't feel forced. Their voices blend like they were meant to harmonize, and it's not just Thames getting one verse and disappearing. This is a proper duet, and honestly, it might be the best track on the album. Mark my words, this is going to be the fan favorite. Now, can we talk about Story of God? Because this 7-minute spoken word situation has people crying in the comments. Justin's out here retelling the Garden of Eden story over some synths and yearning vocals, and apparently, it's giving people religious awakenings. Look, I get that he's found religion, but this track feels more like massage music than a chart topper. Though I have to admit, seeing people have spiritual breakdowns over a Justin Bieber track is peak 2024 energy. The religious angle is interesting though, especially considering some of the questionable spiritual circles he's been running in. I'm just saying, not all churches are created equal, and some of these celebrity spiritual advisors give me cult vibes. But hey, if it's helping his marriage, who am I to judge? Speaking of the marriage, Better Man is where things get real. He's acknowledging how scrutinized they are, singing about spotlights on every little thing they do, but then flipping it positive with Feels Like We're Dancing. The man is trying, I'll give him that. The lyrics about promising tenderness and her turning him into a better man? It's giving redemption arc vibes. I Do is basically a love letter to their 2024 vow renewal, and honestly, it's sweet. When he sings about never loving her more than right now, you can almost forget about all the messy drama from before. Almost. Plus, if he really interpolated Every Breath You Take by The Police, that's either romantic or stalkerish, depending on how you interpret it. The jury's still out. Now let's talk about what fans are really saying, because Reddit is not holding back. People are roasting this album left and right, saying it sounds like voice memos stitched together, that the songs aren't dynamic, that it's just 1 or 2 lines on repeat. And honestly, they have a point. This feels raw, unpolished, like he recorded it in his bathroom. The Michael Jackson-esque grunts throughout every track are either genius or annoying, no in between. Personally, I miss his smooth, polished vocals from previous eras. This raspy, raw approach works for some tracks, but when it's every single song, it gets old fast. Speed Demon might be the most telling track though. He's talking about Hailey building him up during his depression, making him feel enough, putting love on him daily. Then he switches to addressing his critics, basically saying they called him crazy, but now they're singing along. The confidence is back, and you can feel it. Mother and You is obviously about their son Jack Blues, and it's actually beautiful. The way he talks about opening eyes and knowing they were changing, promising to never let them down, talking about her grace and his smile, making up their child's heart. It's vulnerable in a way that feels genuine, not performative. The highest-ranked track, Love Song, is catchy but feels familiar. The whole, I Want to Write You a Love Song, concept isn't groundbreaking, but the execution works. When he sings about time getting prettier with her, about being spellbound by her kisses, it's giving butterfly-inducing romance vibes. Here's what's really happening, though. This album is damage control disguised as art. After Swag 1 had everyone questioning their marriage, Swag 2 is the everything's fine narrative. Hailey's probably relieved because now the story sounds better. They went from arguing couple to romantic soulmates in the span of 3 weeks. The business side of this is impeccable. 2 albums means double the streams, double the chart positions, and constant relevance. Add in the Grammy strategy, and you've got a masterclass in music industry manipulation. Respect where it's due. But let's not pretend this is his best work. Between both Swag albums, there are maybe 10 to 13 solid tracks that could have made one incredible album instead of 2 mediocre ones. The repetitive nature gets old quick, and honestly, some of these tracks feel like filler. The Eddie Benjamin collaborations continue to puzzle me. This man is basically Justin's creative shadow at this point, but I'm struggling to find the appeal. Open Up Your Heart has a decent chorus, but ranked 18th out of 23? That tells you everything you need to know. What's interesting is seeing the fanbase split. Some people are having emotional breakdowns over tracks like Story of God, while others are calling the whole project unfinished demos. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. At the end of the day, Swag 2 feels like Justin making music for himself rather than for charts or critics. There's something refreshing about that approach, even if the execution isn't perfect. In a world where everyone's chasing country sounds and TikTok trends, he's staying in his R&B lane. The real question is whether this marriage rehabilitation tour through music is genuine or just good PR. Based on these lyrics, Hailey's coming out looking like a saint who saved her troubled husband. Whether that's the real story or just the story they want us to believe remains to be seen. One thing's for certain though, Justin Bieber knows how to keep us talking. Mission accomplished, I guess.